Good morning, folks. Welcome back to the Philosophy for Philistines channel on this 25th of November 2021. As we look at the pathological effects of groupthink on society writ large, which leads our governing elite and the power brokers behind the scenes to make decisions on our behalf that aren't merely detrimental to society. In fact, they're suicidal. Man has an incredible propensity of self-harm, of creating policies and pursuing goals, the end result of which would completely destroy humanity. We spoke yesterday about the reason why and the rejection of the grand narrative, but something came to my attention this morning that I wish to share with you. It's bad enough to let Pandora out of her box, but it's far worse to create Pandora and then cast her out deliberately to destroy humanity. You know that I'm big on asking questions, because I teach root cause analysis, that will dive into a problem to get to the very heart of it. Because you cannot deal with an issue until you get to its heart. And in the case of this particular issue, which is so pathological that it will result in severe harm, we want to get to the heart of it so we can cut the head off the serpent. Why on earth does Pfizer have such a close relationship with the Wuhan Institute of Virology? What was its role in gain-of-function experimentation used to create mRNA vaccines? Why were these experts in biopathogens not the first to warn us and the world at large about the very COVID infections that they were testing? They obviously knew because they were working on them. And of course, the Wuhan Institute of Virology is a mere few hundred meters from the wet market, which is claimed to be the source of the pathogen. So as you know, I include links often as I'm doing research. I encourage you to look at them yourself. Do not believe anything I tell you. I am an ignorant man and I know nothing. But I do know how to logically ask questions and expect to see reasonable conclusions from the so-called experts. So here's an article written in Mining Awareness, Critical Info and Awareness. Include the link below. It's dated the 22nd of July 2021. Pfizer has a large R&D facility in Wuhan, China. Pfizer employed members of the Chinese Communist Party, according to a data leak. Pfizer's third month revenue from the COVID vaccine was $3.5 billion. I take it that's in US dollars. I'll read from the article, and you think about what I'm reading, and again, go into it yourself. And this article also includes links to data archives that will help you piece this puzzle together as well. In 2010, Pfizer founded an R&D facility in China's national bioindustry base in Wuhan, Biolake. By 2015, Pfizer was moving its medicine safety business from India to the Wuhan Biolake facility. Leng Shengguang, The site head of Pfizer, Wuhan Research and Development Company Limited, stated in 2016, "Every one of Pfizer's new drugs has indispensable contributions from the Wuhan team." He stated that 2 R&D functions run exclusively at Wuhan and nowhere else in the world. Nowhere else in the world. Our Wuhan teams manage the clinical trial registry information and clinical trial master files for all Pfizer medicines. The link to that archive is included in this. Pfizer should be under investigation by the FBI, Homeland Security, but they almost certainly are not. According to a data leak, Pfizer has employed 69 known members of the Chinese Communist Party, the CCP. This sounds like a low number, considering that around 500 people work at their Wuhan site. Maybe this is members working for Pfizer outside China. See huge data leak, 2 million CCP members reveals golden age of Chinese espionage by Daniel Y. Tang, dated December the 14th, 2020. And again, the link to that is included. Pfizer is one of the major beneficiaries of SARS-CoV-2, or COVID-19, which started in Wuhan, China. Pfizer reaps hundreds of millions in profit from COVID vaccine. The company said its vaccine generated $3.5 billion in revenue in the first 3 months of this year. And that's from the New York Times, and the link to that is included here. It accounted for almost a quarter of Pfizer's total revenue, and they will make close to an estimated $1 billion in vaccine profits for the first 3 months alone. New York Times estimates a $900 million pre-tax. The Pfizer BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine is an approved vaccine that may prevent COVID-19. There is no FDA-approved vaccine for COVID-19. Note that they do not put death as one of the risks. They merely note that these may not all be all the possible side effects of the Pfizer BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine. Serious and unexpected side effects may occur. Pfizer BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine is still being studied in clinical trials. This is not informed consent, and the link to those clinical trials is included. As of December 2020, Pfizer's SEC team still listed the following subsidiaries in Communist China, which carries the false name of the People's Republic of China: Pfizer China Research and Development Company, Pfizer Wuhan Research and Development Company Limited, and Pfizer Biologics Hangzhou Company Limited, as well as Pfizer International Trading in Shanghai Limited, Pfizer Investment Company Limited, Pfizer Pharmaceutical and Wuxi Company Limited, Pfizer Pharmaceutical Science and Technology Company Limited, and Pfizer Financial Service in Dalian Company Limited. Links to those below. Funny thing that the Wuhan R&D isn't listed as one of the R&D locations on the Pfizer website. Even prior to the COVID-19 outbreak, it wasn't listed, and the archive to that below. If you do a research for Wuhan on their website, you don't find it. So I did a research, and they even have and I mentioned this many times before, but I just consider it too ironic and funny not to share it. They have a Toastmasters. Let's type that in here. Pfizer, I encourage everyone, do this with me. Pfizer Toastmaster Wuhan. Okay? type the hitting enter here. Toastmasters International. Pfizer Wuhan Toastmasters Club. And it opens up Toastmasters International. And here it is, the whole thing. It's the address of it that is quite remarkable. Bear with me. The address is 666 Gaoxin Lane in Biolake. It even has the number of the beast on it. I'll include the link to that in case you don't want to do the research yourself. Let's face it, folks. The only reason that any of this can happen is that people aren't paying attention. The most important thing in an age where our inherent rights are being forcibly removed and fiat currency is being printed without any value behind it, so that all our savings are just literally going up in paper. All these supply chain shortages, the screaming about climate, every one of the things that the global elite are doing is nothing but suicidal. In every single socialist regime, although they stole, raped, pillaged, and plundered to make sure that the elite were the only ones that had anything, in the end, the elite themselves screwed themselves over. It is proof that humanity is pathologically suicidal.